Are you there, Yule? Yule. I don't know how it could work so well and then go so wrong at the end.
Oh my god. Did it not even play?
No, it played just fine. I don't think you should hang on until the song ends, though, because there's like silence for 5 seconds, and then it goes.
Oh,
blank.
no, not 5 seconds. Welcome,
Whatever.
everybody. Welcome to the show.
What? This is no show.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to this whole everything number 38, right? 38?
Real life. I don't know. I don't keep track of numbers anymore. I've given that up.
We've done 38 of these.
For Lent or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know when Texas brisket. Are you in Texas, man?
Wait, who's in Texas?
I don't know. He's eating Texas brisket, and I'm not hungry.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Fantinuum, Lowell, that's you.
Hey, Jill.
Jill.
Fantinuum.
Jill did a really good job as far as actually promoting the thing on this show on Instagram. I didn't do that. So thank you, Jill. Yeah, she posted. She even got a little screenshot and put it up there. It was good. Yeah, it looked very high tech. That's how I would have done it. I've seen Instagram posts of people scrolling through their eBay accounts so you can know what they sold or are selling.
Huh.
Yeah, it's cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. Who likes to talk about comic books? It's just ATN and I and myself today. No joke. I know. He went home to visit family and let other people congregate to where he lives, at the time. And he had a lot of flights and couldn't make it to the show. Couldn't make it to work.
Doesn't even know how to handle flying. What a noob.
Well, I'm sure. But anyhow.
I hate flying. It's exactly that reason. It's that kind of stuff. It's annoying.
I'm not a big fan.
Well, who is, people who value time. I don't know. I haven't seen her yet. But maybe hubby didn't wake her up again. I don't know. She's a napper,
She's a napper.
Gotta fix this thing. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
There we go. This thing does not work very well. I mean, the arm that holds it in place doesn't work very well. Excuse me. That's almost like I'm having an allergic attack. I don't know. People do.
Is that what that is? Back in the throat?
I don't know. Sometimes, like my throat gets all weird after eating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had dinner. And so now my throat's all messed up. Anyway, that's not important or interesting. Whatever.
I'm so hungry. People talking about brisket. You're talking about eating. I got the show and then I eat afterwards. Real late. It's bad for my. I had a dream the other night.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
What does Morrissey say? What does Morrissey say?
What does he say?
He says nobody cares about your goddamn dreams.
Oh, well, all right.
That's what he says.
Well, I remembered it and I wrote it down. So
Good.
There you go.
Yeah,
if you're interested, you can come by the show or store.
But if I want to hear it, you have to.
The store is the show.
I'm not coming to your show. I mean, I'm not coming to your store, man. It's not happening.
Someday I'll just have it so like it's just a security footage all the time on this thing.
I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, yeah, do that. Oh my god, do a picture too. It's like that. You know what? Yeah, this is the one time this is probably going to be better is to do this. Hey, everybody.
Who's that?
That's me right here.
Yeah. Cool, man.
So let me go to this part of the show. I have some corrections I have to make.
Errata.
I was talking about how Wonder Woman was written. My favorite issue I've ever read was written by Joe Kelly. He did the scripting. Phil Jimenez was the storyteller. He did the art. He also did the creating of the story. But he was kind of not prolific as far as writing is concerned.
And
So
yet,
although he was a really good artist, they wanted to give him the title. So he had a lot of different writers working with him. So Joe Kelly wrote this one, and the words are really beautiful. I really like them a lot. The art is excellent. And I think I said it was issue number 175, but I was probably thinking of Action Comics 775. And this is 170, obviously, volume 2. And it's often when there's a day in the life is the title. That often is it just seems to be a good book. Anyway, you got this really awesome cover, and the art on the inside is very reminiscent of, well, Phil Jimenez, but he's kind of like a George Perez, and George Perez kicked off the second volume of Wonder Woman. So it was nice seeing this really good illustrations right here. This is one of the wordier books you're going to see. There is no action, but boy, the relationship that these two are bonding, Lois Lane and Wonder Woman. Lois Lane is already married to Superman. Wonder Woman is just a dear friend and colleague. They're in the Justice League together, Superman and Wonder Woman. And a lot of it is just, Lois Lane's maybe feelings of inadequacies at first, but Wonder Woman's, well,
go figure.
But Wonder Woman knows the deal and kind of like is reassuring. And that's kind of like, the good nature of her character. She's trying to bring peace to man's world, And it comes across very well in this story. It's a one issue story. And Wonder Woman 170, one of my faves. Joe Kelly is a very good writer. That's why I am pleased. Oh, wait, let me change this. To have that as my avatar sometimes. That'd be him. So that was a correction. I'm going to share screen.
This is plural.
Yeah. Well,
oh, no. What else did we get wrong?
Well, I was telling you how I got. So let me share this screen with you. You don't have to worry about audio.
Who's honking?
I know, really.
Shove it.
All right, be careful, guys. Close your eyes for a sec. All right, now open them. All right, so this is Larry King. He was in the chat the other day, and I was talking about how he has a Gmail account that he wishes you would email him if you're interested in buying his book, Neon Trash. I like his art. It's very similar of like a coupe, but in sequential form. I'm going to go through some of his art. There you go. There's one of his pages. It's already done. If you buy it, he'll ship it out, and you'll get it like almost as quick as you can. Let's see. Oh, that's one of his characters made into a... Oh, yeah, here's his character in Neon Trash. And then this one right here. So if you're if your curiosity is piqued, you can email him. All right, now I'm going to stop sharing. And you can email him at larrykingundead@gmail.com.
That's a pretty good email address.
Yeah, I forgot the undead is what it was. So anyway, if anybody saw the show and emailed, I hope Larry Key's going to be like, what the hell? The real one. I can't believe that guy's still alive. Crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you hear all that stuff over there?
No.
Oh, thank goodness.
I heard the honking, but that was a while ago now.
Yeah, the honking, that was that. So there you go. That was the corrections of the show.
Okay. Corrections are done. Corrections are done.
Neon Trash or whatever it was called. Neon Trash.
That's great. That's great.
At Larry King Undead. I like him. I'm going to get some. I wanted to get some for the store, but he doesn't sell wholesale. So I'd be getting one for myself, really.
The penis is mightier.
Well, the thing is I would have to, bump it up and, with shipping and everything. I need him to mass produce it a little bit more. But I would buy that for the store. I think that would sell pretty cool to normal people out there. I think it's about $12, but it's worth it, and it's already done. People have kickstarted comic books for a lot more, and waited a lot longer than it's going to get shipped out immediately.
Yeah, for sure.
So there you go. Corrections are done.
Delete that.
All right, that is done. welcome to the show, everybody.
Yay!
Yay! We do not have an unboxing. No CGCs yet. I know it's a bummer.
Boos.
There's a very good chance we're going to get them in the following days after the show. So
I would say it's 100% likely. In fact,
well, I mean, it will be after the show,
definitely
sure.
after
But
the
I mean, like
100% likelihood.
tomorrow, the day after, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So for the next one, we'll do the unboxing. And my brother, the only thing he wanted to let me know is this. That's what he said.
Okay.
Talking about the grading.
Okay.
A little hint. He's happy.
He's happy that the grading came back the way it did, or that he was
Yeah,
correct.
he was a little bummed that last book came back a 5.5. He felt
Send it back. Send it back.
The problem is that the other one was a 5, and he thought that this one was at least a grade better, and it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah,
he was only 0.5 off. I still want to see a spreadsheet of his predictions. Like, well, before we get them back. Right now. Before we get them back.
Well, let's do it right now.
Okay. All
right, this isn't going to be up on the thing. So let me no unboxing.
What does that mean?
Oh wait, let's get this one. Okay, I'm out. Remember to thumbs up. Actually, I hear that it actually. So we might get some new viewers in the future. So
that's also likely to be true. Yeah.
Well, so the guy over at Just a Rican, I should have Puerto Rican, Just a Rican.
I remember. I can remember. I can remember a week ago.
Chat every now and again. Thank you, Rod, for shouting out our show. That's one of his shows. He talks about other things that are going on in the comic community on YouTube. Yeah. And he mentioned us. So welcome anybody that's coming in from there. I hope somebody does. Say hi in the comments down below if you come in after the fact. And I'm going to read off some of these CGC listings that my brother thought, what he thinks it's going to come back as.
These are predictions. Let's be clear here. These are predictions by Jeff Carter.
Yeah.
Go.
All right. So he thought that Green Lantern number 76 is going to come back as 6.
Okay.
Now, I think that these were pressed, so they might be the next grade higher. You know what I mean?
Is that cheating? I don't know.
Well, I'm just letting you know. Also, we had a Green Lantern 59, which is the first appearance of Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. And he thinks that's a 7.
All right.
Now, I want you to know that the Anti-Defamation League has named bowl cuts not a cool thing.
What?
And Guy Gardner is known for a bowl cut.
It's okay.
Yeah. If you follow
me defaming
Filthy Burger on Instagram, I have a bunch of OK symbols. See, I did it down here so you can't see. OK symbols of comic book characters. Because that's not allowed anymore either.
Okay, I heard about that. I'm still very confused. I don't understand, but whatever.
It was a prank, supposedly, on one of those 4chan type things, 4chan. And they're like, hey, we're going to get the fools out there to think that this is a white power symbol. That's the...
Oh, and they did. Oh,
and they did.
Good. Fantastic.
But the thing is that, then you get all these groups of white people, and they're like, wah. I do.
I just saw that. I'm out.
Oh, stop that. Stop that. I was doing The Prisoner. Anyway, so that and a whole bunch of other things are named hate symbols or hate speech or whatever like that.
Yeah, great.
Anyhow. X-Men number 94, which is the first new team in the X-Men comic book. Yeah. My brother thinks that will come back as an 8. A very fine plus
You know what? Hold on a minute. I'm gonna write these down because I
They're
don't
written
trust
down.
you.
I'm looking
I
right
don't
here.
trust you.
We're recording. I don't think you need to do
I'm
that.
not gonna go back and listen. Let's be honest. I don't go back and listen to these shows.
Giant-sized X-Men #1, which is the first appearance of the new team. Wolverine, Colossus, Storm, etc.
Yeah. Get to the prediction.
6.
6. Okay.
I think my brother was being very
Generous with that one.
No, not at all. I think those are
give them all to me very quickly once more.
All right.
The first 3 or whatever.
So Green Lantern number 76 is a 6.
76.
Number 59 is a 7.
59 is a 7.
X-Men number 94, 8.
Whoa, that's good.
And giant-sized 1, 6.
Okay. I got him. I
Boom.
hope that your brother is like, oh, so spot on, because I think that would be fun to do from in
I
perpetuity.
hope he's wrong and they're all 10s.
Why? No, you don't. You want your brother to be like super spot on so that we can in the future say Jeff predicts and have it be like, yes, Jeff is always right.
Yeah, it's true because, going forward, there might be people that don't want to purchase a slab book.
Well, it's always been based on reputation, right? It's always been based on people's judgments and reputation. So, like, how does CDC, why do people trust them? Because they say this is the number. They don't know. Nobody knows why they trust them.
They supposedly have some sort of,
Do they share those criteria with you? Do you know what their criteria are?
Yeah, we've talked about this before. They give you notes if you pay the price.
That is bullshit. Just FYI. Yeah, just bullshit.
Why?
Because we've got Jeff. He can do it for free for us, right?
Only
and Jeff
for us.
knows. Yeah, for us.
For
Duh.
us.
Come on. It's
yeah,
a
but
service.
Not for
you charge for services.
Yeah, it's
right?
very
This
expensive.
is America, bro. This is America.
Bruh. It's America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. I never had a bowl cut. Never once.
Me either.
Hey, is that new Coke? Hey, man. Oh, you know what? I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
How old do you think I am there?
In that picture, based on the hat and the beard without the mustache, I would say that's at least 10 years ago.
Yeah, probably. It's at Comic Relief.
I can't tell. I don't remember. It is America, damn it. And in America, you pay for everything. And someday soon, you'll pay for air, too.
So let me ask you a question really quick.
What's up, Bruja?
Bruja's here.
And Mike, I didn't say hi because Yule was in the middle of talking, just going, and I couldn't say hi to Mike either. But hello and welcome. Welcome, both of you. Sorry, go ahead, Yule.
Wait, who else? Oh, Mike. Hey, how's it going, man? Well, you can always interrupt me. That's fine. I wanted to know about the music. Was it audible?
Yes, it was audible.
So it was the 5 seconds of being quiet. All right, I want to let people know about something that happened to me last night.
Did you go to the bathroom?
Well, I do regularly.
Put on your seatbelts, folks.
Middle of the night. So Jill introduced me to The Masked Singer.
Oh no, is this a TV show?
It is a TV show. It's I guess you could say a reality show. It's a competition. It is performers of all sorts of ilk.
And they put masks on their heads?
They put all costumes. It's like a furry convention. And yeah, exactly. You're getting turned on now. You can tell.
I'm interested.
Well, I don't really care about any of it. I didn't really love it. I mean, there's a gimmick going on.
Yes.
The losers have to unmask and get that out of here.
And you're like, I never heard of that guy. Oh.
What really got me was one of the people on the panel of judges, I guess, is Robin Thicke.
Yep.
And if anybody hasn't heard Robin Thicke speak, he sounds exactly like his father.
Okay.
And it's eerie. And every time, Jill's like, "Oh yeah, if you don't look at it and you hear it, it sounds exact. If you hear the audio, it sounds exactly like his father." And it was pretty eerie.
So
to me, it gave me the giggles every time.
Because you're picturing his dad, Alan, and you're hearing the words that are coming.
But I know it's not him, and it's ridiculous. I mean, this guy is exactly. I want to hear him do Growing Pains.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1.
Music,
I get it. I get it.
All that stuff. Yeah, he does different strokes. He had Alan Thicke and his wife at the time. Jean Loring, I think. She
multi-talent, just polymaths, dude.
They did all sorts of stuff, and like she did the take the good to take the bad, and all that stuff. Alan Thicke and his former R.I.P. buddy. Anyway,
she died?
No, he did.
Alan's dead?
Yeah, he's dead.
Huh, didn't know that.
All right. So,
didn't know that.
So I'm gonna share screen. Hold on a sec. Sorry, guys. So I should mute myself, right?
If you're trying to play the audio, yes.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Me too.
Oh, you're gonna do it too? Okay, guys, just listen. It's just a little bit of an interview.
All right,
we can talk about that all day.
Okay, did you date other women, or did you always date black?
Paul and I, we've been together since we were like 16.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say I ever really dated. I mean, I tried to get some.
All right, there you go. I hope that worked. Did that work?
Yeah, it sounded great, man. It sounded great, but I don't get the joke. What's the joke?
What's the joke?
I don't get it. What's the joke?
I didn't listen to it, so I don't know what it was. I put it on mute.
So
I just wanted you to hear his voice.
He sounds.
Anyway, all right. It sounds just like him. It's eerie.
Okay.
I had an idea that I would like to see him and Mike Seaver, Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
And I like to see them reprise the roles where Robin Thicke plays the father.
Yes.
Except he's like kind of time displaced. And Mike is obviously going to be older than Robin Thicke.
Yeah, Back to the Future stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Robin Thicke can try to get it on with Kirk Cameron and be like, "Dad, no." Yeah. I want to see that show.
Kirk Cameron sounds like a Netflix show.
It does.
In fact,
it sounds exactly. There's so many things that you've said tonight already that have made me want to talk about a Netflix show that I don't want to talk about.
At least tell me the title of it.
It's Stranger Things.
Did number 3 not do so good for you? Oh no!
I finished it last night.
Yeah,
and I did what you suggested, which was not binge it.
Yeah,
the first I watched it 2 episodes, 2 episodes, 1 episode, 1 episode, 2 episodes, and finished it. And I'm not excited for season 4 at this point. Disappointed.
Was it because something happened to a character or anything like that?
No. It didn't it didn't have any of the feel.
Vegan agenda.
You're talking about Star Wars now, and yeah, that had that in there.
I love that. I love that you say that. The Last Jedi was vegan propaganda.
It was.
Says that guy.
This guy.
That guy.
Not that guy. This guy. Yeah, when he's sucking on that fish titties. Disgusting, right? Disgusting. And then he's all like, "What?"
It's all dribbling down.
Yeah.
Blue milk, right?
Or whatever. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. No, they wrote the show. I don't know. I'm waiting to talk to Tyler about it. I'm going to see him later on, in a week, and I want to talk to him about it because to me, a lot of they broke the show up into different like groupings, right? And then one of the groupings felt like it should have Matthew Broderick in it playing in the war games, you know, with like the really unrealistically bad Russian villains.
Yeah.
And Hopper and Joyce, they had such a horribly written, terribly acted section that I'm pretty sure is supposed to be like an homage to like horribly written, terribly acted movies from the past. Just didn't do it for me. There were moments that I enjoyed, but there were fewer and farther between than I was really kind of hoping.
I'm sorry to hear that. You really like that program.
The first 2 seasons are great, man. They're great. That's a good show.
Well, maybe it's just one season is a clunker and the next one will be better.
No way. No way. Not a chance.
No way.
No. It's from the bong. Don't mind if I do. I don't own a bong. I never have.
Really?
Never have. Nah. Dirty water.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's to be expected. Just don't spill it.
Yeah, right. That was actually Dolph Lundgren. Who else was in it? They had Uma Thurman's daughter, Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke's daughter. I liked her. She was pretty cool.
Wait, Lundgren was in Stranger Things?
I guess that was really him. I don't know. I don't keep track of people that I don't care about. Right?
Oh,
I don't care about Dolph Lundgren. Who? Some dude.
Oh wait.
Maya Hawke is her name. Okay, cool. She was all right. Like I liked her from the get-go. I liked her and Steve. They were cool. Like when they get drugged, that was retarded, but it was still funny. Mark Hamill should be ashamed of his career. Damn you in that motorcycle accident or whatever it was that disfigured your face.
Oh man, someone was on Twitter talking to Brian Hill, who's a writer, Batman the Outsider, stuff like that. And he was like, Don't you have how do you like Star Wars The Last Jedi? And he's all, Mark Hamill's in it. I'm a Mark Hamill fan. And so I'm like,
oh, yeah.
I said, oh, then you should really like Corvette Summer because he was in that. But I don't really think anybody should like that. Mark Hamill's not a reason to watch that movie.
No, he's not. He's not. And that I just posted, that's the answer to your question, Fantinuum. I like the Neverending Story, the movie. But like that little girl, she was a bee.
With a dog?
I would have had no problems having her be eaten by a monster based on her character in that show. No problem. It's like, feed her to the monsters. Not the American, though. Not the American. Feed the little girl to the monsters.
Oh, wait a sec. Can't put that up.
Did you just?
I didn't. I wanted to.
What's up?
Jeez. Well, Last Jedi.
It's okay. That's not a bad movie. It's just
it's a bad movie. It does all sorts of things bad.
Compared to the rest of the Star Wars movies, it's not that bad.
No, I don't want to do that.
It's
I'm
not
talking
that bad.
about it in itself.
In and of itself, it wasn't great. It was okay. I've definitely seen worse. Much, much worse.
Yeah, I've seen worse too, but I mean, they are so bad. But this was like...
Have you seen the ones George Lucas made?
Are you talking about the first three? The fourth
Numbers
movie?
1, 2, and 3. Numbers 1, 2, and 3. I just watched number 2 because I was a captive audience and I didn't really have much choice. It was either that or be bored. So I watched it. That movie is a pile. That movie is a pile of shit.
Yeah.
Pile.
All right. So here's a plug.
Completely terrible.
I want you guys, if you have the time, check out Rick Worley. That's Worley on YouTube. He has like a 2.5 hour YouTube video that he's made about why the Phantom Menace is a good movie. And I'm like, he's gonna use like I was telling him how I know I'm a little blurry. Sorry. There we go. Whoa. It's really kicking in all of a sudden.
Uh-huh.
Anyhow, He goes on a big old thing about how it is a good movie. He kind of talks smack on Red Letter Media. I love Red Letter Media. That's how I was introduced to them, seeing their Plinkett reviews of the Phantom Menace. So like when we first opened this store and WonderCon was going on, it was like was it WonderCon? It was ImageCon, I think. And I was dead sick and it was horrible. And Jill and I were here at the store alone while the others were at the convention. And we watched the Phantom Menace Red Letter Media, and it was so funny.
Those guys are amazing. Those guys are amazing.
I think they're 100% right. I haven't seen the movie. I saw about.
Then you shouldn't talk.
I know, but that's kind of what I do. I
heard about this thing, and I'm going to express my opinion.
Exactly, but I did see about 30 minutes of it, and it's shit.
That's all you needed. Huh?
I mean, it's just like everything is just a little bit more a racial stereotype.
George Lucas expended all of his IQ on those first 3 movies. I'm telling you.
I didn't even get to the part where they have the whole Congress and stuff like that.
Why would anybody want to watch a movie about politics?
And the only reason why exactly I need my politics out of my movies, like real politics. Like
it was boring,
talking, right? I mean, come on.
I nominate this douchebag to be the supreme douchebag. Right? Let's do it.
I saw Simpsons where they're making fun of it. I haven't seen all of Phantom Menace. I heard the kid's a crappy actor. I heard he doesn't want to act anymore because he was up as a toxic fans. They weren't
they're not wrong.
Back then. Jar Jar Binks. Oh, he's a horrible person for taking this role. That guy wanted to kill himself because of the people and their hatred of them.
Okay, that's his problem. That's his problem. He was a CGI character, not a real character, not a real actor. Even
you doing that stereotype is like horrible.
And he took that to heart because that was so personal. That was a magical performance by him. Yeah, wow, mind blown.
I guess that's what George wanted.
It doesn't matter. That guy shouldn't take that shit personally. He's an actor, not a dum-dum, right? He's a dum-dum, apparently.
Hey, man, don't tell me how I should feel. It's how I feel.
What if you're wrong? Huh? What about that?
How I feel?
Yeah, what if you're wrong?
It doesn't matter, even if it's tomorrow and I felt
see, that's why we're in the problem that we're in right now in this country, is because people think that their feelings matter. They do not matter. They don't matter. They're gonna make bad movies. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, a meth addict. I thought that said math for a second.
Who's got meth? Come on, sequential. Are you holding out?
There you go.
All right. Anyway. Yeah,
that was fun. See, I got off Phantom Menace or Last Jedi, but the Last Jedi sucked. It had structural problems. They had retcon characters that didn't serve a purpose except to. It was horrible. And I mean, seriously, when you see Plinkett talking about that, and then you see like, oh, all these people are blowing up, and then the people on the ship are just like, and it's like, what? And these rebels, I mean. Oh, they're the worst. I mean, they've been doing this for 30 freaking years. They're not rebels anymore. They're steeped in it. They're just continuing it. Oh, hate it. Force Awakens suck too.
But that's not why we're really here. Like if we were going to tear those movies apart, we should do it separately on another day because I would like to be better prepared.
I'm not doing that. I'm just winging it. But I don't begrudge anybody that likes it. I mean, it's cool.
It's fine.
I mean, I like all sorts of crappy stuff. I mean,
I know that everybody does.
We'll be talking about this in a few seconds.
I was talking to Corey last night, and we were talking about Goonies and classic movies, and somebody wants to remake The Princess Bride and all this kind of nonsense. And it's like there are kids now alive.
No bull. They might even be. I'm gonna be pissed.
Everybody is, dude. Don't worry about it.
That's the end of society if Princess Bride is remade.
There are people who grew up in the time period and watched that as a kid, and it was the perfect time to see that movie. right? In life, it's a perfect time in life to see the Goonies. There, like if you watch that movie as an adult, you might be like, it's not that great. But as a kid, that was a great movie. The Never-Ending Story is another example of like, those are kind of classic movies from that time period. But what are the classics now? Like, what are the kids like? Oh my God, they're gonna grow up. Is it gonna be the Hunger Games? Like what are those movies now?
Wall-E. Everybody loves Wall-E. Frozen.
I don't think everybody likes Wall-E. I think overweight people across the country hated that movie.
I've never seen it. I don't know.
Why are you talking?
I'm talking because I know what people like. This is it. I mean, that's my life, is knowing this crap.
Goonies is great, but like, is it great to kids nowadays? Because like I showed Toy Story to kids that were at the time 5, 5, and 6, right? They did not care. They did not care about Toy Story. And I don't know if they're too young or if it's just like the CGI was bad, because it is like it's bad by today's standards.
No.
Yes, it is. Watch it. Go watch it.
No. I don't. It's fine. I don't care. I'm not
100% on the remake. I've heard that it's in discussion, and I'm hoping that it's not true.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Too many.
Let's not put that one big on there, because it kind of looks like a statement of fact.
This is like a typical thing. Sony can only remake things or, work with Marvel and Spider-Man. Oh, and video games, of course. That's where they make money.
Hey, well, they're going to lose in the long run because people want new IP.
Just release it again. You don't even have to pay anybody anymore. People would go out and see that in the theater.
Or just leave it alone. Leave it alone, right?
Well, I mean, who would you get to play Andre the Giant's role?
Obviously, you would CGI him in. Then
why are you remaking it? It's already there.
The other guy's dead as well, isn't he? The little Sicilian?
No, he's still alive.
He's alive?
Oh, please don't tell me he's dead.
I don't know.
I always forget his name. He was in Taxi. So good. He was dating Nardo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that on Hulu.
I've gotten worked up, and I apologize. I'm now kind of angry
about Princess Bride.
Not just
that remake and stuff.
Just the state of media these days, like what they're trying to pass off. Like for season 3 of Stranger Things, they did the same thing. They just recycled a bunch of old shit, and I don't like it. I'm tired of recycling. I want new stuff, and like. You see it in books. You see it in TV. You see it everywhere. Even magazine articles. They just use a formula because it worked in the past. It's like, just write something new. Do something new. There's so many opportunities for new stuff to be made right now. I mean, there's like a war going on over original content for streaming services. There should be tons of new stuff, and yet they want the safe stuff. It's like, we don't want the safe stuff. We want new stuff, always, every time. Children might be satisfied with remakes, but come on.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I mean, it is the way it's been for a long time. It is always that way, and it's even when it's original. What happens is like, police dramas, police procedurals are popular, so everybody jumps on the wagon. And of course the FX stations can say MFer and all the other words you want. So it's like going to a movie. It's cool. And, but then everybody does it, and now it's Hospital again. Oh, well, we're going to have a lawyer's show. And then the lawyers are done. And, yes. Maybe we'll pull out a Western every once in a while, somebody like, that was young and now is like a Clint Eastwood type guy now, and it's like, you're leathery. This person can play this role, and we'll do a Western with these Young Guns. Remember that? We need a Young Guns remake if we're ever going to remake something. Do that.
Didn't they remake that one already?
They had a sequel.
It was called Young Guns 2.
Yeah, it's not a remake. It's a sequel.
Pretty much. It was pretty much a remake. Come on.
But how dare you?
How dare you?
How dare you?
My feelings.
Well, all right. So when in the 90s when they did like the Brady Bunch movie and Maverick and things like that.
I did not know that.
Oh, I love the Brady Bunch movie. It's perfect.
Never seen it.
It's not doing the Brady Bunch. It's kind of like taking the Brady Bunch and putting it in today's time. And Maverick was kind of like a new story of Maverick, and those were well done. There were other things that were out at the time, and, like what they did, Dragnet. Remember with
I do, Belushi,
yeah. And so there's like all that stuff. So that was kind of cool. My idea. This is my idea. Okay, here we go. Think of like community theater, right? So just down this, they have the Ashby, they have the something players and all this other stuff. My idea is this. Okay.
Wait, did you just liken Berkeley theater to community theater?
Whatever, it's all the same.
I think that you should let them know that that's how you feel about them.
I think about anything that is
self-important assholes.
Well, they did they did, and they did like the Addams Family, but what they did was the Addams Family movie, or something like that. No, you're missing out. You do the Addams Family television show on stage in front of people like television used to be, and don't just do an old television show. Do a new one of those characters today. That'd be awesome. I would go to the theater to go see a new Addams Family program live or something like that. I'm a big Three's Company fan. So if you got that would be freaking sweet. Oh my God.
So frustrating, that show. So frustrating.
So yeah, but anyhow, so like remakes suck. What you want to do is more of the same with new people. And I don't even want it on TV anymore. I would rather see it on YouTube or something like that.
I don't know. The most content on YouTube does not have the production quality that you can get out of a good TV show. I want to see all good television going through cable channels now. I want to see HBO. I want to see Sci-Fi. I want to see all of those big channels that have big budgets making shows of quality. I don't want it anymore on the ABC, NBC, CBS. Get everything behind a paywall and like make it good. Make it good. Free TV. Get out of here. Watching ads all night. Is that what you want to do?
Also have advertisements in the middle of the stage production, kind of like the Gracie Allen and George Burns. Oh, some cigarettes. Oh, it doesn't have to be that, but yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. Some local store, and they're like
he would always be pretending to be a trans man, Social. Always. Like every episode would be him pretending to be trans to get into some girl's pants. And or guy, I don't know. Like it's a new era, right?
How dare you say 2 women and 1 man? 2
man and 1 women?
It's all of them, okay? That's it. In fact, it's them's company. All right?
Z's company? I don't know the pronouns. Did you hear about the teacher that got fired
for not using her pronouns? That's stupid.
It is stupid. Like why? Is it a take your stand state? Dumb.
No, I didn't hear about that, but you got to watch yourself. And you're a teacher.
Why would you make a stand there? Like, why is that your stand? They already have a bathroom for the kid. Why do you care? Just get over it. It's not an unreasonable pronoun either. It was he.
Kid also. Isn't that like an animal?
What, a kid? Kids are animals. Have you met any? I mean, you have nephews, essentially. Little animals running around. I'm 6.
And all right. So yeah, that's my TV talk.
TV talk with Yule and me.
I actually have a little bit more TV talk. But when we do, I'll do it in the reviews, or previews, or whatever. Maybe I should switch cameras while we talk.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about something I'm going to spring on you. I was trying to talk about.
I like surprises. I like surprises. Come on, hit me.
All right. Well,
Hit me.
remember. Oh, you know what? Let's do this first before we do anything else.
Cancellations and beginnings.
Yeah. So, last issue of Moon Girl came out last week.
Sadness,
it made
most heartful.
47 issues.
37.
47.
I can count.
Four.
Yep.
7.
I got it the second time. God, don't rub it in.
And soon, Squirrel Girl will be culminating with her 50th issue.
That's not bad.
No, not at all. It did well in our store, actually. So anything I'm going to say negatively about sales is not necessarily indicative of this store. We sell it in trades quite well, but the numbers have been horrible. You can check out Comic-Con and you can see what they've been. And Moon Girl's been even worse. And superhero, this is a declaration I'm making right here.
It's a declaration. Everybody get that right. Okay. He's going to put a signature on it.
Right here.
Yep,
Okay.
Yep. Important.
This is it. You can talk about the times when comics were in grocery stores. That's no longer. Marvel used to have like a Spider-Man adventures in grocery stores. They don't do that anymore.
Where's the declaration?
This is the declaration.
I'm waiting.
Children's superhero comics don't sell. There you go. They don't. If it's made for children and they're going to read a comic book, they're going to read a kid's comic, definitely a Scholastic book I sell more often than not. But they're not going to, if they're going to get Spider-Man, they're going to get Spider-Man. They're not going to get, kiddie version of Spider-Man. And IDW's been putting out an all ages version of Spider-Man, so it's a little bit different than what I'm talking about. But for the most part, those comics just don't sell. And it's when you're specifically targeting the kid. You're not making a fun all ages comic. When Jeff Smith was writing Bone and drawing it,
which was amazing.
Amazing. I love that book. I mean, I sold that to so many adult women in my life. Back then when it was first coming out. But it's in our all ages section now. Sure. It's an awesome book. It's fantastic. And
it's black and white. What?
Color edition these days, but yeah, black and white.
Get out of here.
Yeah, that's how we sell it.
Read it in the original.
That's right. And a brick like that for $50.
Yeah, good price too.
Exactly, black and white. So Bone is a fantastic book, but that wasn't talking down to kids. The Telgemeier books that are out there don't talk down to kids. The stupid fun of Dogman isn't talking down to kids. Captain Underpants isn't talking down to kids. It's like it's inherently childish. It's what they want. But I don't think they really wanted Moon Girl, and they definitely didn't want to
Who told them that they wanted Moon Girl or should want it?
Well, Marvel for a while now has had a change about them, and they have a specific target audience that they've been marketing towards, or maybe I should say a more diverse audience that they were looking to get. But rather than make like one good thing that everybody likes, what they're doing is making a lot of things that only a few people like.
It's the scattergun approach.
Exactly.
Hope to hell that you get one gem out of the lot, right?
Yeah, and really for the most part, Marvel's always done that, even if it wasn't with a diverse style of characters. It was just a shit ton of Spider-Man then instead. Oh, don't worry, there's still a shit ton of Spider-Man. There you go. But those are canceling. But and this is great. Oh man, it's a little shame that Jeff isn't here because I could have continued the conversation.
Which one?
The other one. The one
not your brother. Yeah, I get you.
Not my brother one. Annihilation has been announced by Marvel to be a new event.
What are you? You're not talking about what I think you're talking about, then, are you?
No. Annihilation is known for the '90s miniseries that, or maybe it was 2000s, that Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning, they're referred to as DNA. They wrote that series, and it was like a cosmic story that had the Guardians of the Galaxy, kind of the first iteration of what the movie was with less jokes. And so like Rocket Raccoon and Drax, a little bit of a different Drax also. And yeah, so they did this like really big epic thing called Annihilation. And there's going to be a new Annihilation event. This one is going to be penned by Dan Abnett. Andy Lanning doesn't work with him anymore.
Excuse me. Dan Abnett, yes, I know. Is the other guy part of the Warhammer universe?
No, I think Dan Abnett writes those books also.
I think he writes them by himself, though, right?
Yeah, and not only that, but Marvel and Warhammer. Wait, no, what are they called?
It's Warhammer 40K.
Who does Warhammer?
White Dwarf or something? Workshop. I don't know.
The Games Workshop.
Yeah, Games Workshop.
Them and Marvel are teaming up to do a Warhammer comic book. And now that Dan Abnett's coming back to the company to do Annihilation, he's probably I would assume that he should have some sort of involvement with the Warhammer comic book.
I would assume so, yes.
So hopefully they get a good comic book or two out of that.
Maybe. I don't know. Some people really like that stuff.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that are okay, I've heard. There's a lot of people that are
rumor alert.
Rumor alert. Comics. Yeah, there's some people that like bemoan how the direction of Warhammer has been going of late. There you go.
Oh, hold on. Is it not inclusive enough?
I don't know.
Is that what it is?
Doing that, but
they not like orcs. Maybe it's the dwarves. They probably don't like the dwarves.
I don't
elves,
know.
Cosmic elves, right?
So there you go.
Not enough ladies in Warhammer.
A little bit out there on the periphery. I'm going to be reviewing Gods and Gears in just a second, which is an alternate comic book. So if you might want to stick around for that. Let me turn off the camera and tell me about yourself, ATN.
I'm just going to tell you about all the reasons why The Boys is really good.
Oh, you've been watching that. All right.
Yeah, I've got 2 or 3 episodes to go. It's got problems as well. See, what happened was I was looking at my Netflix and I was looking at my Prime, and I'm like, there's just so much better stuff on Prime because they probably have a lot more money they can throw around. So I'm going to cancel my Netflix. It ends in a month, and I was catching up on all that stuff. So I've stopped watching The Boys in order to finish off all the Netflix stuff that I needed to. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just what I was complaining about earlier about not having new IPs and interesting ideas. There's some stuff in there where you're like, saw that one coming. You can make predictions about that show because it does utilize some tropes and etc. But I didn't expect a rectal implant to be used. I didn't expect a girl to explode and leave her arms behind. I didn't expect somebody to get punched to death by a little Asian girl. Like, it got me on so many levels that I was like, Asian. Yes. Yeah, she's Asian.
Okay.
She punches the shit out of people. And then she heals like Wolverine.
Okay.
What?
Are you talking about 11?
No, I'm talking about The Boys. I'm not.
Oh, The Boys. I'm sorry.
You were obviously busy. No big deal.
Busy. You're right. I do remember that you were talking about The Boys. Okay, very good.
She's Japanese. I didn't know where she was from. I just knew she was fighting in some terrorist organization, and that didn't seem like Japan to me. It seemed more like Cambodia or someplace with a jungle. Is there a jungle in Japan? I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah, there's jungles. Right?
Is it tropical? I don't think they're anywhere near the tropics.
I'm not sure. Well, good. Good. I'm glad that you are enjoying The Boys, and you also are reviewing with Jill the Expanse, which is on Amazon Prime also.
Prime.
Prime.
We're not reviewing it. I understand. That's not what we're doing.
Well, you know what I mean. Read along. Sorry.
Yeah, I do know what you mean, but yes, Vietnam. That's the one. I like to pronounce it wrong though.
All right, guys. Gods and Gears. This is alternative.
So you read this book?
I did.
So just a quick question. Question: is it a lady? Is the red backpack wearing?
No, it's a boy. I think
fella a lady?
No, it's a boy.
Looks like a lady.
Yeah, it's kind of girly looking. You're right.
Looks like a lady with the boy's haircut.
So I told you how it was kind of sparse art at the beginning last week, but it's kind of for effect. I enjoy what you're seeing here. It's like a race or something that they're running here. But what really happens is a dude on the back falls and he lands in another world. That's this world right here. Sorry about the camera. There are gorilla type people chasing this dude who stole some stuff from them.
That lady
runs along. Yeah, this person right here. Them. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good first issue. And there was a nice little hook at the end to make you want to come back. The art's nice throughout. There's him, that person falling through. And let me see. These gorilla dudes are pretty tough looking if I can find one. But it was funny writing. It was a little, not a lot of writing at first. There's a gorilla dude. But as the book got along, there was more exposition that we had to go through, but it wasn't so weighted down that it was really unnatural. So I liked it a lot. It was a good book. This is the first of 4 issues, and it looked really good too. I liked it. $1.50.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were the days. Actually, I was more into like the 40 and 50, 60 cent days.
You're showing your age now, buddy.
I usually do. The Justice League. This is there's a 32nd issue, and then tomorrow 33 comes out. So I'm 2 issues behind. I think that's pretty good because usually the Justice League has a lot of concepts going through it, and it can be a little weighty. A lot of words, especially when Snyder or Tynion, his buddy, writes it. That's Perpetua. That's Perpetua. She's the mother of the Anti-Monitor, the Monitor, and I can't remember what the other dude's called, like the Dominator or something like that. Not the Dominators. Anyway, this is Lex Luthor, and he's trying to bring her to power. She's almost there. The Justice League are split up into a team from the past, which is Barry Allen and John Stewart. And here they're introducing themselves to the Justice Society of America. And in the future, Superman and Wonder Woman are dealing with Kamandi. Meanwhile, back at the Justice League headquarters, we've got Mara, Starman, the 6th dimension child of Hawkwoman and Martian Manhunter.
Did you say her name was Hot Girl?
Hot Woman, right there.
Yeah.
They're going to go and try and find the last brother and win him to their side. Meanwhile, the bad guys are, trying to stop them. Brainiac's involved, stuff like that. This is a funny line in here where Barry Allen's like, hey, this is the first Justice League Justice Society team up. And then it makes you think back about all the times it really did happen in the New 52. I mean, the pre-52, pre-New 52. And it's like, man, we really lost a lot. But this was a good story. And I really enjoy the fact that Snyder is trying to make sense of the universe since Crisis on Infinite Earths, DC has had a problem with all their different lives and worlds. And again, he's trying to make sense of it in the way he does. But overall, it's a good book. Liked it. Avengers. There is, I'm going to tell you right now, this is one issue. I liked a lot of it, but some of it didn't need to be in here. And then I think about the last issue, and it was probably the same. And it just feels like it's kind of writing for the trade. Although there were some really nice moments in here, I really want the race to get over. And what is the race, you're wondering? Well, the race is...
I wasn't wondering.
Oh, stop. It's Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes against Johnny Blaze. And here's all these other former Ghost Riders. And they're in hell. And they're talking. And it's just like, oh my God. Get on with the race. Meanwhile, in the last issue, the Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is Frank Castle, imbued with Galactus's cosmic power. Anyway, yeah, he's a Ghost Rider also. Anyway, he's fighting Thor, She-Hulk, the rest of the Avengers. It's a good fight, and I really like the conversation that's going on with the Cosmic Ghost Rider. But that was the best part, since the race was really just a lot of talking. An okay issue, but I really wish it would hurry up and end.
High praise.
Number 1. I liked it. Remember Unnatural? The pig woman?
Yes.
And all the other animals and how they have to have same species sex.
Yes.
Obviously, you don't do same gender sex. That'd be like ridiculous. Because
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
What is sex for?
Repopulate, and the government is like, you have to repopulate. Well, in this one, and let me get to a page that I can actually show you.
So you made a prediction about this book a couple of days ago that it was either going to be like huge or a blip on the screen. So which one is it?
Well, it's already gone to a second print, but that's after the first week, and that's a typical Image move. I thought it did really well for us here in the store, but I do have extra copies. I liked it. I thought this was a good book.
It was pretty racy, right?
It was, and I flipped a few pages because it starts off in a sex club where this woman and her husband were doing their thing there. And they ran when the police came. And there is a prohibition, basically, on sex. In fact, after they have sex, you have to fill paperwork out.
Nobody would ever fill that paperwork out.
Well, she doesn't because she's a slacker when it comes to it. He has it so that it's already on his phone watch or whatever, updated manually.
That's exactly the right way. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous. Paperwork. Get out of here.
I'm sorry. I just got a blowjob. Anyway, she's walking on down the street and she sees her former sex friends. And they're like, well, one of them is like, oh, can't do that page. Anyway, basically, shit gets wild. She runs for help and she ends up at the new sex club that she wasn't invited to. I didn't tell you everything, but I thought the art was pretty good.
And what you did tell me didn't tell me much.
There's penis and vagina in this book.
Actual vajayjay?
Well, I mean the drawings of, at least.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. You don't see that often.
No, you don't.
Outside of the porn section.
Right, now we're in the previews, but this is actually a review also. I read about the first 40 pages of this. I'm really excited about this. You should be excited about this. And you know what, Fantinuum? Maybe you should be excited about this. I know it's a book for all ages, but this is
I see that's Scholastic.
It's Scholastic. We do really well with Scholastic books. And I'm hoping that this one does really well for us because it's all about a young girl in school.
I couldn't tell.
Playing Dungeons and Dragons for the first time.
That's awesome.
And I read the first 40 pages like it was no problem. And it was cute at first, she's all, this is what girls do. And, and I'm not like that at all. And it's kind of like, oh, this is from a magazine. Now tally your score. And she's like, I'm not a groovy girl.
Oh, dear.
I'm not groovy. How groovy are you? So, she cleans out the basement. Her friends are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and she invites them over. And it's nice. It's got little chapters. It just shows you the character of the character. And eventually, she gets to play a game, and they illustrate the first dungeon adventure. Oh, and there's a really great scene where they're like, oh, come on, someone has to be a cleric. Come on, someone has to be a cleric.
That is actually a real problem. We're talking about real life problems, and that is one.
Oh, here we go. But I really enjoyed this. What I've read so far of it, the art's cute. It doesn't. It's not going to insult anybody. I made an Instagram post saying, "Oh, sometimes your kids don't want to do what you tell them, so you give them something like this, and then you're going to have like a D&D."
I didn't know. I haven't played Fifth.
Well,
and
I don't remember Fifth,
not
but
planning
I know
on it.
was that way.
We're stuck in 3.5 in my mind.
3.5.
We're staying there forever.
I'm never going back.
It's fine. Whatever.
All right, previews, everybody. Okay, this is going to be my big announcement coming up. Also.
Is that Deceased?
No, it's not.
No,
this
it
is Batman number 80.
What does it say in the upper right-hand corner?
Oh, well, it's they're doing special deceased covers right now, or deceased covers. I am excited about this issue for two reasons. John Romita Jr. is doing the artwork, and I'm a very big John Romita Jr. fan. He was basically an only Marvel guy, and then I guess Marvel just didn't want him anymore, and he became a DC guy. And he did Superman for a while. He did All-Star Batman, which was a Scott Snyder run. But this is the first time he's done Batman for Batman. And look at that awesome rain. He does rain on people really good. And I like his style. Some people don't. I say they're wrong, but that's okay. We all like different things. John Romita Jr., he's very good. He's done some, and not only that, he's consistent. He's a good-looking dude, and he's just all around a cool dude. He seems a cool dude. I met him. I have some signature comic of his, an Amazing Spider-Man. Anyway, one other reason why. All right, here we go. Look at that advertisement. Not every DC comic had that. And then here we go. Here's the banner that's going to get me in trouble with you. We're going to have a conversation.
It's going to get you in trouble with me?
Yeah. No, not really. I'm just joking. There is going to be a show on YouTube called The Wrestling Council. It's on the S&B network. You can follow the Twitter account at Wrestle Council. And I am going to be a part of this on Thursday nights at 7 o'clock Pacific, I guess. And I'm really looking forward to doing this. This is my getting back into wrestling, which is something I haven't done in a while. I think we're only doing AEW wrestling, which is a new promotion that's all about treating everybody right, treating the athletes right, everything but a union. So I'm really excited to be doing it. It's going to be with Boogie Bentley. He's the guy that does the Comic Cast podcast we've talked about. I've been on that show before. And another gentleman named Kanan White, I think. And anyway, there you go. Looking forward to doing it. And did I take the banner off? Let me put it back up again. The Wrestling Council. So if you know anybody that likes wrestling, anybody that is sick of cookie cutter wrestling, then this might be for you, especially if you like the old timey stuff. I think they bleed a lot. I'm not always into bleeding. Anyway, back to previews. All right, guys. This is House of X number 6, the last issue of House of X. We only have one more to go that comes out next week, Power of 10. We're not going to have a long conversation about what is going on in the book. Suffice it to say, things are ramping up at the end of the last issue. There was a convergence. And oh my God, it was so awesome. There was a scene in the last issue where Namor, Jonathan Hickman obviously likes Namor. He's a real, Namor is a very pompous person, and he's the king of the sea, king of Atlantis, and he thinks he's better than every single one of you. And the conversation is with, Magneto and Charles Xavier, and he's like, I always knew I was awesome. You guys just have to you have to catch up. And he's like so full of himself and better than the X-Men. And it's like the first time in this whole storyline where the X-Men are like kind of, a little wrinkle is like play it out here, and I just hope Namor plays a role in this because it's so cool. So this is coming out tomorrow. If you're not reading House of X, shame on you. I've got a bunch of the reprints, and it's one of our best sellers, without a doubt. On the idea, or on the subject of things selling well, we did well on Harleen. That was that oversized Black Label comic. I have to reorder that. And Batman Superman #2, I had to reorder that, but that was partially because there were 3 covers for the first issue, so I didn't order as many of the second issue. It was a clerical error. So a little information about the store and what sold well were those issues too, but not as well as House of X, Powers of 10. All right. DC really enjoyed the success, I guess, that they had at Walmart with their 100-page issues. And they didn't want to ace the stores out this time. It's also in Target, from what I understand. So this is the first of the 100-page giants that are coming out this year.
That is not staple bound, right?
No, it's not. This is perfect bound.
Yeah.
Like that. So it has 2 or 3 Flash stories, 2 of them new, 1 of them old. It has a Blue Beetle and a Green Arrow story. I think it's the first issues of both of their rebirth. This is drawn by Otto Schmidt, and Otto Schmidt is, oh man, such a good artist. I like him. Anyway, Gail Simone writes one of these stories. I like this art. That Flash is really neat looking. I think since this Iris West is black, it's kind of playing off the television show maybe a little bit more, because in DC continuity, only Wally West is black. Anyhow, there's a couple stories in here. There's some really good artwork. I think there's Francis Manipul. It's his first Flash issue. Gorilla Grodd. Maybe it's the first Gorilla Grodd. That was New 52. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of stories in here. It cost, how much does it cost? Jeez Louise. $5. Holy cow.
For 100 pages? That's great.
$5 these days? That's pretty damn good. I should sell that quick. So good. So 2 new Flash stories, and yeah, Fantinium, you need to get it. Uncanny X-Men True Believers. This is issue number 129. I had to buy this on eBay not too long ago because all the John Byrne stuff is going up in price eventually.
Oh, so this is a reprint?
This is a reprint. It's only $1. This is awesome. This is primo John Byrne, without a doubt. This is leading up to the Dark Phoenix storyline. Well, it is part of the Dark Phoenix storyline. This is Jason Wingard. He's Mastermind. Mastermind's an ugly effer, but he's making himself look good, and he's going into Jean Grey and her mind, and they're going like flashing back in time where they're like colonial. Anyway, so she's thinking back on that, I guess. Anyway, there she is with Scott. Anyway, this is one of those stories. I think Kitty Pryde is first introduced. This is the first Emma Frost, and I think maybe even Dazzler's in this. I'm not sure. So it is a reprint of a key issue, since there's so many, good characters that are coming out of it, and it's a John Byrne, Chris Claremont. So if you don't have it, or if you want to see if you want to try some classic X-Men, you can't go wrong with this one. Ruby Falls is coming out. This is a Burger book from Dark Horse. This is the line from the former Vertigo editor, and this artwork is nice.
Hey, Yule.
Yeah.
You're talking away from your mic or something. You're sounding really muddy.
Sorry about that. Maybe I'm mumbling. Anyhow, let me get a drink of water. Just look at this art. So I think this is a mystery because someone ends up dead in the middle of the book. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I haven't read the entirety of any of the Burger books, but I have enjoyed them. Maybe if these were the only things I read, I would enjoy, I would finish them. And Ascenti, she's the one that was writing Seeds that has never finished. So that's a little bit of a bummer. But that was a really weird book, and maybe this will follow suit. So I'm looking forward to checking this one out. What is that title?
No Men, Oh Men.
This is an Image comic. I'm not sure, but I bet this will sell. I thought the art was pretty nice when I looked through it. I'm not exactly sure.
Is this a fantasy in which there are no men?
Well, one could hope.
Well, we already have Y the Last Man.
My. Anyway, that was one too many men. Actually, two too many men.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously, please. I hope Jacopo Camagni isn't a man, but I couldn't tell you. Anyway, I'm gonna check this one out. I'll let you know next week if I think it's good.
You have no idea what it's about?
I have no idea, but that title, I had to get it. Ghost Rider. This really makes me wish that Avengers storyline was finished.
Yeah, I hear you.
Even though I don't think it's going to have anything to do with it. Well, I mean, it will, but it won't be necessary. I mean, geez, what if this Ghost Rider would have died in that Avengers? How am I supposed to, nonetheless, it's written by Ed Brisson. It's got art by Aaron Cooter. Let's hope I can open to a non-advertisement page. There you go. That's pretty cool looking. Look at that chain. Is that a falcon? Oh my God, it's almost like Murder Falcon or something.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that's a bird person. Look at the number of legs, though. It's like an insect bird.
Oh, I like it already, guys. Look at that. Oh, shit. Check it. I'm not a big Ghost Rider fan necessarily. Oh, yeah. You could tell Ed Brisson's working with Jonathan Hickman. Look at that. If there's a text page, I'll be surprised, though. Anyway, two good people. I like Brisson. Cooter's a pretty good artist. He was on Fantastic Four for a hot minute, but it was filling in for Pichelli. And this looks like it's his regular gig, at least for the first 6 issues, probably, how it goes. I'm going to check this out because got good people on it. There you go. All right, so I'm really excited about this one. Michel Fiffe. This is great. This is right in the front. It tells you everything you need to know. This guy created. He wrote it. He penciled. He inked. He colored. He lettered. He produced the whole damn thing.
And this is a reprint of the first one?
No, sir.
No, sir. This is him coming to Image.
A brand new #1 issue. We'll call it Volume 2. And it's kind of, it usually gets lumped into like Suicide Squad, but it's so much more than that. It's because there's characters that are kind of reminiscent, and it's a team of like heroes getting together. I haven't read every single issue. I'm kind of like in the process of trying to collect the issues, but it's hard and very expensive to do so. Meanwhile, I have the trades, but I never thought this was going to be coming out from Image, so I kind of feel the need to catch up. But I'm going to read this instead and tell if you can get into it. Anyhow, I'm really excited about this. This is a money-back guarantee kind of thing. So if you come in and pick it up here, you can return it if you do within a week. It's going to have really cool action. See, this is a Deadshot-looking guy. And, yeah, it's really cool. He does everything. He's very... it's got an indie feel to it. We'll call it lo-fi feel to it. But it's really well done, and he has a really cool storytelling that is reminiscent of 90s action superhero comic books. And I like his stuff a lot. And that symbol, if they do a vinyl pin of that, that'd be really sweet. So there you go. Don't ask me what this miniseries is about. It looks like it's deceased, if you ask me. I mean, DC's doing a horror comic where everybody's getting infected by something. Hey, maybe Marvel should do the same thing.
What a great idea. Great idea.
It's got the Thing on the cover, so Fantastic Four fans be damned.
Is that a fold out?
Yeah, it's a fold out advertisement.
Ad? Yeah, great.
Yeah. I opened the wrong page. Anyway, I don't really know. I'll check it out. It looks like it has pretty good artwork, though, and a lot of the things. So if you're a fan, you should check this out. Dead Eyes. Do you remember that book called Dead Rabbit that came out when we were doing the other show?
No.
It was about a retired, we'll call it a hitman or a guy that worked for like the Irish mob or something like that.
All right.
And he, like I said, he's retired, but his wife is sick and he needs to bring money in. So he's going to do like one last job so that he can, settle up bills wise. And what happened was these guys got a cease and desist to make that book because there's a bar in Boston, I think, called Dead Rabbit. And this character almost looks like that character, at least the mask and the ears.
Really?
That made up the mask. So they went and they redesigned it and they call it Dead Eyes. Really, it's the same book.
Okay.
But they're starting over, and it was very good. John McCrae is well known for anybody that read Garth Ennis and him doing Hitman. They did The Demon together for a little while. And I'm sure he's done like a ton of like 2000 AD Judge Dredd type stuff.
Sounds good.
So this is good. The action was really good. Oh my goodness! It's because he's got to put a suppository. He's old, That's
you know what? That reminds me of the beginning of Transmet. That's all I have to say.
There you go. So it's a pretty funny book, but it's really sad because his wife is really messed up. And, we should have a healthcare system that takes care of people. Anyway.
And now he works at Walmart. Awesome.
Kill people.
So, who drew that?
John McCrae.
Yeah, I like that. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's good. He's a good artist. Tells a good story. He's classic guy.
Yeah.
All right, Green Lantern is ending with this issue, at least for the time being. Fret not. There's going to be a Dark Stars miniseries written by Grant Morrison, but the art is not going to be Liam Sharp. But I'm sure it'll be fine, and it's going to continue the story, basically. At the end of this issue, the last issue, oh my God, the big bad guy revealed himself, basically, and it looks all bad, doom and gloom for our heroes. You don't like that?
I was purposefully misinterpreting revealed himself.
I see. There you go. Good art.
I don't really know what I'm looking at. It looks like a space bug crashing into
the power battery on Oa or something like that. But okay. I could be wrong.
Dun dun dun.
Let's see if that's not an ad. Oh, Harleen. That sold out, remember?
That was a great cover.
You liked it?
Yeah. It's just it's very good cover. It's a nice cover.
This doesn't seem to be the guy that ended at the last issue. Weird. He is really, Grant Morrison's doing a really good job of trying to challenge the reader, giving you a reason to have to read monthly and then reread those monthly issues. He's putting as much effort as you can possibly put into like a 24-page comic, and I like it a lot. It's definitely worth the $5 price tag. Hopefully this issue will,
But he also doesn't work every month.
Well, this has come out monthly.
But he doesn't work every month.
Probably not.
It was a big deal that he came back to comics, right?
Well,
oh my God, Hickman. Oh my God, he's going to do a book.
No, we're talking about Morrison.
Oh, we're talking about Grant.
Now who's not remembering?
Yeah, this guy right here.
Hickman, well, it was
Does Grant Morrison work every week or every month?
When he does, but the thing is like he was doing some image stuff and trying to get Happy made into a television show, which it did. It got a season or two.
Mm-hmm.
I personally wasn't a big Happy fan.
That's pretty funny.
I didn't watch it. I just read it and didn't like it that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's good. Good stuff right there. All right. I'm very excited about this last thing.
Yeah.
Grendel. I'm a big Grendel fan also. Grendel had a bunch of different incarnations.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Hunter Rose character, and then there was the Pander brothers when they did Christine Spar, I think her name was. She was a Grendel, and it was farther in the future. Then Grendel kind of like it goes through different times, and there's different Grendels, and ultimately there's like this Grendel clan, and they kind of have these like lightsabers that they run around with. And now we're going even farther in the future, and this is gonna be an 8-issue miniseries written and drawn by Matt Wagner. I've always liked his style. It's just really cool looking, and his son's doing the coloring, which is good. There was a little bit of a problem with his son coloring the Batman book that Matt Wagner did.
Well, nepotism.
Which was kind of like this was like a few years ago when we did the program.
Yeah, I remember.
And his son was like slated to do it. His son did it, and then DC's like, no. I'm like, come on, it's just coloring. And not only that, but the book was like a father and son book, which was like about Bruce and Dick and their relationship, and it was kind of cool. Anyway, if you like sci-fi stuff and you just want to take my word that you might like something, you should check out Grendel. And I have the omnibus books that compile the old ones too. So if you enjoy reading a story about a criminal and then other people that take on that criminal's guise, and it gets all very religious too. It's good stuff. I like it a lot. So there you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No mukbang today. Sorry,
I thought you guys put it in the safe.
No, we didn't put anything in the safe.
You guys don't listen to me. I have great ideas sometimes, and you're like, whatever.
Yeah, well, sometimes you're just talking, and I'm not paying attention.
I noticed that. Actually, I generally notice that is to be true. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got through those pretty quick, and we chatted about other stuff longer. So
we're right on time. I don't know.
Yeah, right on time.
The show tends to go longer than it used to.
Well, now that when we have Jeff, you
guys can't stop talking about comics, right? It's just like,
well, yeah. So
comic books.
I thought if I had mentioned DNA, I might have said something like, "What do you think happened there? What do you think? Why aren't they friends?" All right, I'm going to put this up.
Don't know what you're talking about, but that's all right.
Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning.
Still don't know.
And they're British writers that obviously, if the ones doing all that Warhammer stuff. But if they were doing all sorts of like Marvel UK back in the day and stuff like that, so it sucks that they ended their relationship because they were pretty good working together.
Do you know anything about the end of their relationship?
I didn't really look. I like speculating more.
You don't know, man. Maybe it was completely good for them.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. There we go. Nomen omen. Oh yeah, Super Gods. Yeah, that was actually came out when we first opened up as the Grant Morrison. We're going to call it a biography. And it's a lot of talking about the comic books, the comic book industry, what he read as a kid, that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. We did well with it.
Do you have it?
No, I don't. I should probably carry it, but I don't.
Wow. Why don't you?
I don't know. I've got Dune.
Dune?
Yes, sir.
You mean Frank Herbert's book?
Yeah, I hear it's going to be a movie, so you know how people are.
Yeah, the same guy that did the most recent Blade Runner is doing that.
And you like that one?
I don't love it. I like it.
Oh, I thought you liked it a lot.
No, it didn't destroy the first one, which is nice.
Now it went forward in the future, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So it wasn't a remake. It was a
sequel.
I see.
And that's fine. He's remaking Dune, though. So
yeah.
We'll have to see.
Well, Dune needs to be remade, right?
Dune doesn't need to be remade. The TV show, it might deserve an entire TV show. But, like, I think the day of taking a 700, 800-page book and turning it into a movie, those days are over.
Uh-huh.
That shouldn't be done anymore. Like, if you have a book that is widely regarded as a classic of the genre, and it is at least 600 pages long, called 550 at the lowest, it deserves more than a 2 or 3 hour movie. Right? I mean, why mess around? Why screw around with that stuff?
They'll do parts, right? I mean, Dune will probably be a 2 or 3 part movie.
Why? I mean, the original wasn't. And you know what? Trilogies also put this like artificial framework onto books, which causes other problems. Like, look what they did with The Hobbit, which is a small book. They turned it into 3 movies because they wanted to tell the whole story, but then they didn't tell the whole story. They added to the story to fill in the gaps. So I don't trust Hollywood. I don't trust.
Did I tell you what I was thinking about that? Or did I tell you what I thought happened as far as that movie was concerned?
Tell me, because I don't remember.
I believe they were like, "Hey, Peter Jackson."
Hey, Peter Jackson, who does trilogies.
Hey, Peter Jan. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, he did, and dude's probably like, we need a longer movie in order to be able to tell The Hobbit. And they're like, all right, well, maybe we could do 2 movies. And he's like, I'm not doing 2 movies. You got to pay for 3. And that's why I think The Hobbit was 3 movies long. What do you think?
I think that's a good guess. I think that they were just trying to milk that story. It's a very small book. You could definitely tell it. The original animated film, it was really good. Yeah. It was really good. So they're trying to improve upon that. The only way that they could improve upon that, in my opinion, is to take out all the damn singing.
Right.
Because I don't care for musicals. It's just not my style. Like it's really hard to take a musical seriously, in my opinion. You know, it's like, oh, it's theater, blah, they're singing. Like, people don't bust out into singing in real life. So a story like The Hobbit, kind of hard to take seriously as a musical. But like including Evangeline Lilly's character, as much as I enjoy looking at her, didn't fit. And the White Orc, not necessary. And they dropped out a bunch of stuff that should have been in there. And so, you know,
that river rapid scene when they're like going down that rapid in like the barrels, that was ridiculous.
I do not continue.
Stupid ass scene.
I can't remember. It's like the Kizatz Haderach.
Yeah. Like, wait, what are you talking about?
I'm talking to chat.
Oh, Jesus. Well, there you go.
I can't remember. It's supposed to be the perfect individual. And
what's that box you put your hand in?
That is the Gom Jabbar.
Didn't they do that in Flash Gordon?
I don't know. Do you know what's funny about Flash Gordon and Dune? Is they were produced by the same company, the De Laurentiis group.
Huh.
Produced both of those movies, so they have beautiful sets, right? Gorgeous sets, because the De Laurentiis group was famous for making awesome sets.
Yeah,
great looking stuff. It's too bad, you know. It was Dino De Laurentiis and then Sophie De Laurentiis, I think, and I don't know, but it was the De Laurentiis group for a long time, and I think they're gone now. Like, they don't produce films anymore, which is too bad. But anyway, whatever. You know, it's like I watched Dune when I was a kid. Didn't make any sense. And then I watched it again, and it made a little more sense. And then again, and then I read the book, and then it started to make a lot of sense. And I was like, oh. But I think that's okay with stories. You know, like, I'm not a fan of entertainment. I'm a fan of stories. And I think that we were talking earlier about kids comics, you know, and then all ages and stuff like that. And right. I think that if you tell a good story, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Like kids that encounter that story, they will appreciate it on the level of it being a good story. It'll be like, and they'll be in rapture following the story or trying to follow the story. They'll be compelled. But like trying to force people to be compelled to watch something or read something based on politics or who the characters are identity wise, like that's foolhardy in my opinion. It's throwing away the important part of storytelling, which is storytelling, right? Where you do have characters, but the characters are there to tell the story. They're characters in a story, right? The character isn't the story. Their characters are in a story, and that's big. That's a big difference. And that's why adults can appreciate Warner Brothers cartoons, because the story they're telling is like wink, wink, nod, nod. There's more to this than you thought. And Dune was like that. There was a lot of depth to Dune in the movie that David Lynch put in. He just didn't have time. That's why he has that extended cut that's 6 hours long. You know, it's annoying, but trust me, like a lot of that information is good information if you really want to understand what's going on.
They used to run that on the Disney Channel all the time, like late at night. You know,
well, yeah, you're not going to put that on 6 hours on prime time. That's for sure.
No, they got Mickey Mouse Club or something to air.
Anything is better than a 6 hour version of Dune on prime time. You know what I mean? I don't care who you are. Yeah, the Jodorowsky thing, like that would have been amazing. But ultimately, he did what is that comic book that he did? I saw it in Heavy Metal originally.
Inkall?
No.
The Dormant Beast?
No, hold on. Jodorowsky's Dune, he just transcribed it, basically changed the words around or whatever and put it in Heavy Metal. Metabarons. It was the Metabarons saga.
Oh, the Metabarons, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Metabarons, Dune? Yeah, that's Dune. That is Dune. They just changed the spice for this anti-gravity marble.
Are you really?
Yeah. It's obvious. Just go read it, dude. Read it, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is Dune." Obviously, so I just can't believe I didn't see it sooner.
Jodorowsky's work is beautiful, but it's and
he was paid. He was paid before Giger was to do Dune, and they didn't like it, so they got rid of it, and then. Or was it? It might have been his idea to do it. I don't remember, but anyway, either way. The people paying for the movie ultimately were like, no, thank you, Jodorowsky. We're going to hire Giger to do it. And then they made the movie. And it's a great movie. But
let me get this banner up. All right, so everybody, if you're at all interested in wrestling, AEW wrestling, we're going to be talking about it down there. On the YouTube, just like normal. Tomorrow or Thursday, that is.
I need to watch that. I need to watch that. I didn't know it existed. I've heard about it, but I mean, I'd heard that there was a lot of information out there, but I didn't know there was a documentary about it.
Oh, about the Jodorowsky.
Mm-hmm. I've seen lots of pictures.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Metabarons, Heavy Metal Magazine. Awesome. Oh, is it time to go to bed?
I'm just queuing it. I'm not
queuing it. That's cool. Get out of here, kids. Damn kids.
I like this. I wish I knew more about European comics in general, but the Jodorowsky stuff, it's not all very available all the time. The Humanoids as a company has been doing better with that of late, but in the 2000s, the aughts, it was difficult to get a copy of the Inkall. And even worse than that, Mobius's stuff is being published by Dark Horse, but they're not getting to the choice stuff immediately. Wow. And it's like drips and drabs to get anything coming out, and they're expensive books also. So there is so much that people. It's going to go down the memory hole eventually.
Down
Mobius,
the memory hole.
Mobius.
Yeah.
But he's awesome, and
He is.
The thing is, I'm not really into like the Blueberry stuff. It's westerns. I'm not into westerns.
Blueberry.
Lieutenant Blueberry.
Okay,
but everybody says it's like the greatest stuff ever. I remember in '99 when I worked at Comic Relief, Rory had some of the Mobius Lieutenant Blueberry comic books. They were thin, white spined. Anybody that knows those comics knows those. And I think we priced them pretty high. Pretty high.
Yeah.
And now you can't find them,
Right. That's a good find sequential.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Mobius. Hopefully they'll do that. There's all that airtight garage type stuff, but I don't even know how much that really is, entails.
Did you ever go to the Metreon when they first opened up and they had the Mobius airtight garage?
Yeah, I think that was around the time when I moved up here that it started.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It was neat. I wish I had money at the time. I would have played games in the garage.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I was so poor then.
Yeah, I was poor also. And that was when I was working in San Francisco at a bagel shop.
God, that's a long way to go to work in a bagel shop.
From Dublin.
Jesus. That's horrible.
I know. So it was like I first moved up here and I was trying to get a place and I was getting a job. I was working hard. But I was leaving at 6 a.m. to get there. And you're in the first year where nobody, there's not it's a busy platform there, but you're at least going to get a seat on the train and you're going all the way into San Francisco. And then I came back around 3 p.m. because it was great. We closed. We're done. We sold out of bagels. Let's go home. It was awesome, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Pretty cool. All right. Let's wind it down.
Good comics tomorrow. I highly recommend Copra.
You need a banner for NCPD.
I don't have one.
I'm not saying today. I'm just saying you need one.
Copra, #1. I recommend it. It's money back in the store.
Does that mean you get your money back?
Yeah, it does, actually. Okay. You only got a week to return it. I'm not going to deal with it afterwards.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly. My brother. All right, so check this out. Tell me if my brother if he got a little too hurt and is
go on. Tell me the story and then I'll decide.
We sold these comic books. They went over to half price. They got them over at half price and they returned them like within a few minutes.
Wait. They bought them from you?
Yes.
And then returned them to half price?
No. Found them at half price. Purchased them at half price. Return them to us. Our books.
Sorry that happened to you.
My brother ripped up our return policy right in front of that person. Returned them and said, now I'm never going to give another return again.
That might be a little much. It might be a little much. I understand his frustration, though, with a company like Half Price, especially that they're right next door to y'all. But it's a position that you guys are in. That's a fact. And their policies.
Stuff.
You don't have to. You have to adapt yourselves. And being angry about it does not help you guys at all. If anything, it hurts you guys, right? So, I'm sympathetic, but I am not empathetic.
Wait, why wouldn't you be empathetic?
I'm not sharing the emotion.
Oh, well, you don't share emotion.
I do, but I'm not. I am sympathetic. You understand?
Anger.
I feel for your brother and for your policy, and I think it sucks to have half price right next door to y'all. But half price was there before y'all opened, weren't they?
You know what? I'm grandfathering my shit in.
I don't care.
No. You know what? If
you were not Comic Relief,
No. Screw that stuff. If the Escapist can, I'm at least in the same store. I'm at least in downtown Berkeley. I at least have some sort of. I have the same freaking lawyer that Rory had. I have way more of a connection to Comic Relief than other people that have.
When did Comic Relief move over there?
When I came back to work, like in 2003 or something like that.
Okay, so Rory was in Comic Relief before Half Price Books opened up.
Yes.
Okay.
They moved in afterwards.
Did Rory have a return policy?
No. Check this out, everybody. Right here, you're getting the whole story here. So ATN was there. This is the day I got fired from Half Price Books.
Yes, I was there. I witnessed the whole thing. I thought you behaved pretty reasonably. But however,
it is Half Price's policy that you get their ID when you're giving an offer for books.
And it was not always the case, but it was the case at the time.
And not only that,
it was new at the time.
We had a meeting earlier that day that it was imperative that we do this.
Yes.
So I give an offer. The guy doesn't have an ID,
and he has a history of not having to show his ID to us.
And I didn't know that.
He's a long-standing seller. Long-standing.
So he's pissed at me that I won't buy his stuff.
Yes,
and he's all, well, put my books back. And his box was on the ground.
In front of the counter.
I decided on the other side of the counter. So I decided I'll take his books.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Push them right in his box.
Boom!
And he got pissed and came towards me.
Yeah, he went for Yule.
Like I was going, because I have a little in between us. And so what I did was I grabbed him by the lapels, and I threw him into the science fiction books, the paperbacks, where ATN was on his knees, shelving. And who else was there?
Madeline. It's Madeline.
Madeline, yeah, she used to give me rides home. I remember she's all, you all. I was fired the next day.
You were, and he went for you, but
then I went back to Comic Relief to work, and then frickin' Half Price Books opens right next door to us, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't get away from these guys.
I worked for them for a long time. I enjoyed my job working for them because they let me do exactly what I wanted to do, which I did fine and well, and they left me alone, and that was great. But they pay like shit. They have good benefits. They pay like shit. Yeah, really good benefits. They just got worse over time. Like the pay got better over time, but the benefits got worse over time.
They call it the Jeff Hunt rule.
What's that?
I'm just joking because he's had surgery a few times.
Okay.
Shouldn't
on their dime, on their insurance.
On their dime, baby.
Hey man, they provide insurance. That's just the deal.
He's all. It just feels like the recovery this time was shorter. Like they didn't let you hang back as long.
Oh, right. Well, it's like the first time you have a baby, right? You're like, oh, stay home.
Oh,
take care of your baby. Sure. But by the time you've had 5, they're kind of like, you know what? You've had that bonding time with your first 3 or 4. So back to work. Get back to work. You're taking advantage of the system. Get back.
That's right. Stop having babies, for God's sakes.
Please, America. Please.
America. Well, that's my thing. Please stop having babies.
Please stop.
Please
stop. Please stop.
Well, you just because you can't stand them. I think they're great.
No, I mean, I think that if they were mine, I would be much more inclined to tolerate them. It's just not necessary in this day and age, and it's certainly no way to create wealth in this world for yourself. If the average cost of raising kids $220,000 to see them to college or through college.
Yeah, how much?
$220,000, $250,000.
That's all?
I don't think that includes college. I don't see how it could.
Yeah.
I mean, my college cost a lot of money. And yeah, so $220,000 is the average to raise a child from what I've heard. And where are you going to get that money? Working at Walmart, huh? You're not.
15 an hour, baby.
Ridiculous.
15 an hour.
I did, dude. I retired. I'm retired.
Yeah, I'm
done.
Be a greeter.
because you only need so much money to live. You don't need to work forever. Do you? They are parasites. I remember Shala. I told her when Shala was pregnant. You remember Shala at Half Price? When she was pregnant, I kept referring to her child as a parasite. And eventually she was like, please stop referring to my child as a parasite. I was like, all right.
I often will talk about an unborn baby and say it. And a lot of people would always be like,
it's that's she.
So horrible. Well, no, gender was not a thing. But the thing is that nowadays you wouldn't necessarily, specifically talk about which gender it is. And I think I was ahead of my time. The people just didn't like the it aspect of it because,
it's a monster.
It could be a book.
It is a monster.
That piece of crap on the sidewalk. It's a baby also. It.
Maybe we should just be more specific with life in general, right?
Well, I mean,
every time we've had a taxonomical problem, it's just because we're not specific enough. So let's just add more words to everything, and that'll be popular. That'll be popular.
Well, we're trying to figure out a way to say the least, but at the same time peg ourselves in one spot as perfect as possible. I was thinking like of a design on shirts that the design would be like, okay, so this would be like cis, and this would be white, and this would be this, and this would be that. And so you just have a whole row of shit right here saying what you are. And then I'm cis, but I'm gay, but I'm this, but I'm that. And then and it would just be like one little difference. And then you'd be like, oh, I know you. You're like me. And there you go.
If our clothes could recognize those codes, right? And give us a little beep beep.
We're like,
oh, hello.
You got a triangle and you got it's blue and blah blah blah. And all right, I know what you are. You're all right with me. Wait, you don't like Superman? Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out. I don't like Superman either. Okay, so let's talk about those old movies before we get out of here.
All right, old movies.
How did you feel about Lois Lane back in the Superman movies back in the day? The first
Margot
ones.
Kidder?
Yeah, Margot Kidder.
She's not very sexy.
She was not
funky and definitely seemed like a person that would crawl through mud to get to a story, which is definitely Lois Lane.
Do you remember she was what's that dude's name in Matthew McConaughey? She Matthew McConaughey before Matthew McConaughey, right? She was found naked running around Hollywood on mushrooms.
She was like she was asleep on someone's backyard on their like wood pile and something.
She out Matthew McConaughey in the 80s.
Did he do that?
Yeah. No, he did. Yes, he did. But he was in Texas, and he's Matthew McConaughey, and he can do whatever he wants in Texas.
Probably that dude,
most of America.
We saw that first season of that HBO show he did. He's good. I like it.
True Detectives.
Yeah,
is that right?
That one. Yeah,
I haven't seen it. It's on my I should watch it list, but
it's cool. There's a hook that doesn't come for a while, and I don't think I could ever rewatch it because of all the drama that you're like, I don't really need to see that, again. But
have you tried to rewatch Twin Peaks ever?
All the time. It's tough.
All the time. Okay.
I've watched it a lot. I've introduced a lot of people to it, so I've seen it a lot. And I've suffered through James numbers of times. And I try to never tell people how bad it is so that they can suffer like I did. But boy, it's tough watching those. Some of that melodrama is like
when
tough.
James starts singing, I tune out. I turn that shit off. James is going to start singing. Well, I feel very similarly about the singing from the show I was just talking about. Netflix show.
I think Some Kind of Hero is about Richard Pryor, who is a Vietnam vet coming back home after being imprisoned over there. and not being able to, if I'm right. Anyway, it's a real downer of a movie.
I have not seen it, and I've never seen Margot Kidder behaving in a sexy manner ever.
She's cool. I mean,
she's very cool, but I didn't like her as Lois Lane. I thought, I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but I didn't like her as Lois Lane. I liked her in the Indiana Jones movies a ton. Like, I thought she was badass in those movies.
That's not her, is it?
What?
That's not Margot Kidder in Indiana Jones, is it?
Am I wrong? I don't think so. That's Margot Kidder, dude.
All right, it is then. I'm old manning it then right now. See, it's Karen Allen. There you go. Bam.
Karen Allen.
Thank you, Jill.
Hold on a minute,
Dave, baby.
I don't know who the hell Margot Kidder is,
sweetheart.
I thought they were.
No, you're right. Margot Kidder is the one in Superman. Just Karen Allen's kind of like a younger version.
Are they not? Are they related?
I don't think so. But they do have similar qualities. I just think Karen Allen's,
This is why I don't trust my memory.
Maybe it's the fact that she's kissing Harrison Ford, but all right.
I liked her better than apparently I like Karen Allen. Is that what
I think you're right? I mean, if I had to, no offense to anybody that doesn't want me ranking people, but I'd put probably Karen Allen a little bit above Margot Kidder.
What's the woman's name from?
Youthful. She's a little more youthful, and maybe that's what it was.
What's the woman's name from Sonic Youth?
Kim Deal. No, shit. That's Pixies. I can't remember.
She looks like her in this photo I'm looking at.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, a little bit. Kim Gordon.
Cool. Kim Gordon.
Yeah.
Cool thing.
All right. Well, I don't know anything about Hollywood or actors or actresses.
Apparently. No, that's Deborah Winger.
Not the worst thing to be having a problem with, though, in my opinion.
Oh, I used to know Hollywood back when
Do you remember Winger, the band Winger?
I never.
Winger.
They make
name was
yeah.
Kip Winger.
Kip Winger.
Kim Gordon. Kip Winger. She's only 17. He would go to jail now. He was singing that song.
The Stray Cats sang "Sexy" and 17. The Beatles. It's
the Beatles are done. They're gone. Okay, there's like hardly any of them are alive. But
I think 17 is like it's skating.
Not when the guy singing about her is like 30.
Well, I mean, they're talking about when they were probably like 18 or 19.
Or they're glory days or whatever.
Well, maybe something like that. Yeah. Not only that, you're singing for a younger audience. I mean, usually it's a younger audience than you. 18-year-olds aren't always performing for 18-year-olds. You're probably like 25 or 30.
Yeah. Beverly Hills 90210. They were all like 30.
So you're singing about your audience, maybe not specifically your audience, but to your audience.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe that's a way we can work around.
Maybe just don't produce bad music like Kip Winger did, because that was a terrible band. They were terrible.
I gotta tell you, I don't know anything about them.
It was on the radio when I was a kid. I remember that. Terrible, just horrible.
Yeah. Well,
what was that?
You go. Winger. I'd rather Striper if I'm going to do something like that.
Shut the front door. I saw them. They suck.
Striper.
They suck.
Yellow and Black Attack.
Just give me some Slayer and take your Striper back to wherever the fuck they came from and shove them up your...
Yeah. All right. That's 3 F words. Let me get that banner going again.
Woo!
Everybody, thanks for showing up, and I hope you buy some comics wherever you are. We've showed a couple of them.
Yes.
Once again, Copra is coming out, and Grendel. Those are 2 that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah,
Matt Wagner's a big deal as far as I'm concerned, and I'd love to share him with y'all. Anyway, see you next week.
Peace out.
ATN, as always, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the other side.
Good night, everybody. Boom. 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 Boom.